So when you get mad and stuff, you just gotta look at this. Look at it. Oh yeah, right there, right there. That's so check it out. $0. I cut my hair, and obviously when you cut your hair, well, I don't know about you guys, but when I cut my hair, I don't wear hats. Mainly because, like, it's summer out. You wear a hat, you get this stupid tan that's like your whole head's covered here, but like down here it's all sunburnt and you look kind of dumb. So I kind of want to have it evened out. Guess how much I spent on this haircut? $0. I always cut my hair. I always cut my own hair, and I saved myself a lot of money. We're switching it up from the Red Bull to the Monster today. And just dealing with whatever I had to deal with today. I had to add an interested party into the insurance for the renter's insurance. And that's it. Just another incredibly boring day today. Still broke, still don't have any income. I applied to 3 different jobs today, 2 other ones yesterday. It's like people are pretending to look for employees because nobody's calling back. The interview I went to on Wednesday, they never called back. I'm glad I still kept my muscle because not working, not being able to do much because of my injury. Most of my videos, I'm going to mention that my injury and why I'm like trying to make videos. Oh, there goes the city. There goes the city trying to focus, goddammit. I don't know what the job is, but I know that every time I come up here, there's people with like motorcycles and stuff. Because there's usually people, I'm thinking maybe they're usually here. I take that back. People are cool hanging out just with the motorcycles and stuff, like just driving around on the parking lot. But there's people actually go onto the dirt ramps for the bikes and use their motorcycles there. So that makes sense. That one, that one makes sense. Still broke. Still have $0 to my name. I have money saved. The money I have is designated for the bills that I my upcoming bills this month. So as long as I keep not spending any money every day, well, I definitely spend money. I buy me like one of these a day, and then like a packet of chicken every 3 days. Because if you buy chicken in the pack, it's like, I don't know, it's like from $10 to like $15, and you get a lot of pieces, and that's how much you would pay for a burger. But in that chicken pack, you can have some dinner for like 3 days. And that's literally what I've been doing. It's saving me quite a lot. If it's not work related, I usually say I'm doing nothing, but I'm definitely doing stuff. We're out looking for scrap metal, selling that, separating it to aluminum. There's motors that you can separate and do all that for extra money just to help for like rent. Because if you do that, let's say out of a month you go 2 or 3 weeks collecting stuff, and then like the last week, for those last couple days, you go and sell all that. You can make up only a couple $100. Because one time we took one trip and it was like 200 or something bucks. But if you learn to separate all the different stuff, because everything gets paid differently. If you just go by weight, like metal, that pays the least. So that kind of sucks. So you got to learn to separate it by different metals and like different parts and components, like the little motors, aluminum, the wheels. People throw away like the wheels from their cars, and if they're aluminum, you can sell those. But if you're looking for a job and you don't have a job, that's a good way to, like, you can definitely make back what you lost in gas in one trip to the recycling. So if people like if you can't get a job, you don't have, you know, you have felonies, or like you can't get a job, you can definitely do that if you have like a truck. I could go back to the oil job, but I do not want to do that. That's really not a job that I feel is sustainable. What did I say last time? 2 weeks on, 1 week off. You work 2 weeks. Let's say you start off on day shift. Day shift is from 3 a.m. to like almost 7 p.m. So you have to be up like at 1:30, because the actual yard is like 40 minutes to an hour from here, from where I live. And it's like that for almost everybody, unless they've been there long enough to be able to move very close to the yard, which is like most of the supervisors. But they all do kratom. I mean, they all do drugs. I mean, they all do something to like deal with that. And I'm not trying to do all that. Anyway, back to that. The schedule. Be asleep by like 8:30 or 9, and then wake up again at 2 a.m. Actually, you have to be out the door by 2 a.m. to be able to get there on time. So wake up like at 1:40 or something, and then do the whole thing again, over and over every day for 2 weeks. And then you get your week off. And then on your week off, you have to go to day nights, because they alternate. They go from days off, from night shift to day shift, night shift to day shift after every week off. So now after your week off, you go to your week to your night shift. So it's gonna be the same hours, only during the afternoon. So you have to be there by 2 p.m. Be out the door by 2 p.m. Be there before 3, and then again all the way up to that whole night, all the way into the next morning. Get home until like I said, 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m. Do whatever you gotta do. Usually you fall asleep till like 8:30. I would try to go to sleep always by 8:30 or before 8:30, because you go home, take a shower, just kind of sit there and think about how these hours suck, and then do that again. Wake up, be out the door by 2 p.m., come back at 8 a.m., and then just do that for 2 weeks, and then get your week off, and then you have to go back 2 days to day shift, and then go from 2 a.m. to 8 p.m. So alternating like that isn't very good for like your body, and it just, you're always tired. On your weeks off, you kind of just, but people do that job because it pays okay. Hourly, it sucks, but you get your 40 hours after your third day. Everything else is overtime, because you do 17 hours a day. You clock in 17 hours a day. That's usually how it goes, because of how far you have to drive out to the pad, the time that it takes to drive out, and then the time it takes to drive back to the yard. They're all like over an hour away from the actual yard, because all the fracking and stuff goes on like way out there, where it's like plains and like where people have land and stuff. A 2-week hitch, with per diem and everything, you get around $4,000. But I don't know, dude. All that, it doesn't really, it's not really sustainable if you have People do it because they have to, because they have kids and families and stuff. But if you don't, find something else. Go to go to school. Do construction. There's a lot of other stuff other than that, and I found that out quick. And I found out that that is not what I want to do. It's horrible. You get no rest, like horrible rest for during your week there, and then that 1 week is like you don't even really recover from it. You get to sleep in and do that stuff, but if you have like families and stuff, like most of them do, they rely heavily on like substances. It just sucks, and I don't want to do it. That's not for me. Switching from days on to days off. I mean, from day shift to night shift, day shift to night shift. If it was just one shift constantly, then it would be all right, because then that would be your normal schedule. But if you're switching every 2 weeks from day shift to night shift, day shift to night shift, and it sucks. So pretty much, kids, don't injure yourself. Don't get. I made an appointment for the dentist for exactly 10 days from now, for the 17th. I wish I could find something. I wish I could get something sooner, but whatever, dude. There's definitely ways to set time aside to do, some family time. Go get some dinner. Go get some hang out. Go to the park or something. But people are always stuck in the. I see why rich people are always like, oh yeah, let's just go do this. And then poor people are always like, I can't do shit. I'm not going to do anything. Sucks. All right, peace out.